let's understand, assuming that all our kids are below like 5 years of age or 6 years of age, whoever have joined the workshop. So let's understand that what all platforms and gadgets they are using. So when I say platforms, platforms means YouTube is a one platform, Instagram, Facebook is another platform. So I think when our kids are just 5 or 6 years of age, what all platforms you think their kids must be using? YouTube?
YouTube.
Mainly YouTube. 1 or 2% of the kids, if they have any habit of playing video games, or they are highly active and they know something that how to play, maybe video games is another platform. They're playing few games on the phone. Another platform they must be using is your phone gallery, right? Your kids have a complete access. What they will say, Mama, I'm not watching YouTube. I'm watching your phone photos only. So that is another point which should be noticed, and that also your phone gallery also has a negative impact on the kids. I will be telling you how. So these are the platforms which our kids are using. Agree? I think it's other. They don't have Instagram accounts. They don't have Facebook accounts. Social media accounts they don't have. I think YouTube. They are playing some games, maybe PS3, Mario, or Contra, or if you have introduced some video games to the child. These are the platforms which our kids are using. Now coming to gadgets. So gadgets means they are using phone, TV, laptop, and maybe PS3, PS4 if you have introduced. So these are the gadgets. Isse zyada, I don't think so. The kids are exposed to gadgets or platform of this year of age. So let's understand that how these platforms and gadgets are not safe for the kids. So starting this workshop with the most important and the most harmful thing which our kids do when it comes to screen. The most harmful thing is 3D view video games before the age of 12 are absolutely harmful. So what are 3D view video games? 3D view video games are those video games which gives us virtual impact, which gives us 360-degree impact. Video games like Clash of Clans, if you have played any car racing, bike racing, Subway Sufferer, all these video games are 3D view in nature. So what is an disadvantage of 3D view video games? So if you play 3D view video games, you are not playing those games. Those games make you play. Why and how? Why is because these all games increases your reflexes. As soon as you stop in the game ends. Do you all agree? As soon as you stop, you still in Subway Sufferer or games like Clash of Clans, or the games like Subway Sufferer, and what all are these games like? All these games which have like high reflexes. So what all these games does is they increase the mental hyperactivity state of our child. Our kids will always be in hyperactive mode. These games will not let your kids have a calmer mind. So how these games will affect is all the slow activity of the child will be hampered. By slow activity, like your child will not like eating and chewing food. They will just keep on in a very hurry. They will just keep on gulping the food. Writing is a slow job. They won't like it. Reading is a slow job. They won't like it. They will just say, Mama, Mrs. Sun lo. I just don't want to read it. I just don't want to write it. Why? All these are slow jobs. And what these 3D view video game does, they increase the mental hyperactivity state, and now child can't just sit at one place and study. Just think of yourself if you have played some games like Subway Surfer, Clash of Clans, or PUBG, or all these games. If you play all these games for 10 to 20 minutes, you just pick up your book, even a favorite book, and you start reading it. You can't read it. You can't concentrate on that book. Why? Why? Because your mind is still in hyper mode. And that hyper mode will not let your child sit quietly and study. So all these games should be banned before the age of 12. These games are absolutely harmful. This will not let your child do any slow job. They will always be hyperactive and they will always want to juggle. So just in your home, see a 10-year, 12-year-old child who plays a lot of PlayStation or plays so much of PUBG. You will not see them sitting at one place. They will always be hyperactive. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do go there, I want to go there. They will never be calm. And the same happens with us also. I'll give you an example. You have played some thriller movie till 3 p.m. at night, 3 a.m. at night, and you will not be able to sleep nicely. Why? Because that content you have absorbed will be keep on going in your head, and you won't be able to sleep nicely, and your whole next day is hampered. Why? Because you have consumed that thriller movie. So this is the major disadvantage of 3D view video games. They make our kids go into mental hyperactivity state. Not only these video games, our kids are still small. They watch their videos. If they are not playing, still they're watching their videos. So their videos also have the same impact, in which they are always anxious. Oh my God, this don't happen. Oh my God, that won't happen. That anxious state doesn't let our kids sit calmly and study. So 3D view video games should be banned before the age of 12, which is very, very important. They are high reflexes game. They don't make your child concentrate. They don't make your child strategize fast. Concentration power is not there. It is just and just reflexes. Hand and eye coordination reflexes are the ones which are hyperactive when kids play these games. Nothing other than that they are learning in it. So rather than encourage them to 2D view video games, which are like logical puzzles, brainvacity, find out the object in the room, all these video games actually increase the concentration power of the child, and the 3D view video games, they actually spoil their concentration power. So before the age of 12, 3D video games should be banned. Next, expectation settings. I just want to ask you all, have you all visited Broadcasting Ministry website to check that if my child is watching, for example, Doraemon, is it age appropriate or not? I think we have never visited and never validated what my child watching, is it appropriate to their age or not? No, we never validate. And let's all understand, what is the age when we start giving screens to the child? 1 to 1.5 years of age? Maybe 2? And this is the time, 1 to 2 years of the time, when actually their language, behavior, and actions are getting developed. Agree? This is the time when they are learning language. This is the time when they are learning actions. This is the time when they are learning behaviors. And when this is the time they're learning all these things and we introduce them to too much of screens, this is what they're going to learn. So our kids live in two kind of world. One is real world. So real world is mama, papa, dada, dadi, and we are very, very conscious that we don't have to say this in front of our child, no violence, no hitting, we have to behave nicely, all these things. But what about a virtual world? So when our kids find virtual world more interesting than us. Why? Because virtual world has everything they want to watch. It has everything. It has each and every drama and emotions and all that peppy languages. It has everything. And they get fascinated by that virtual world. And that virtual world actually affect their language, behavior, and action. So you don't want your 1.5-year-old child who is just learning to speak like a Chinchan or a Doraemon. Do you want your child who's just learning to speak few words, and we don't want them to talk like a chin chan. Obviously, their language will be disturbed. They won't understand. And half of their time, they will be more fascinated towards their language rather than what we parents are saying. Why? Because it is more interesting than we are. We don't spend so much time, and we don't make them enjoy so much. These virtual things make them enjoy too much. And that is why they get excited about that too much. So their language get hampered. Next come behaviors. So these days, kids are very much into watching Roma Dinah and Natsya and then Nivalad and Nikki. So what all these shows does? Have you seen all these shows? So let's take an example of Roma Dinah. So Dinah is a girl who is always getting ready, always getting pepped up and want to make up, cleaning her hair, dressing beautiful hairs, beautiful dresses, wearing. And then what she does, always disturbing her dad. If her dad are sleeping, she will go juggle and make him up. If dad is working, she will disturb him. All these are behaviors. And when 1.5 to 2 year of child watches all these, they think that this behavior is pretty normal. I will also go and disturb my dad or mom the same way. Then they have lot of expectations that, mama, they have so many of toys, I don't have toys. And this is why our kids have such a short attention span, and they don't want to play with one toy. They're never satisfied. They want more, 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 more. Why? Because this is what they actually watch the whole day and get fascinated about. And these are the shows, but they don't know that these are the shows. They think that it is also the real world. So that shows are not age appropriate. They actually affect the child's behavior. So when it comes to actions, we don't want our kids to behave like a Chota Bheem who has hold a sword and is always playing and doing all that actions of just say as if he is hurting somebody else. But what if our kids watching that? We think that we are showing mythological series to the child. But have we ever evaluated that what is the favorite character in that mythological series? Maybe we want our child to behave like Krishna, but your child start loving Kans. But we never evaluated. And start behaving the same way. The same happens with us. If we go to watch a movie, it's not important that we will start liking only and only hero. Sometimes we start liking the villain also of the movie. And we understand the consequences because we are grown-ups, but our kids don't understand the consequences. And how it will affect, definitely it will affect their actions. Kids are throwing things, not having that sympathy, that not having any kind of emotions with the toys, nothing. Why? Because this is what they are showing, this is what they are seeing every time on the screens. This is how cartoons hamper our kids' language, behavior, and actions. So please be cautious and just go validate what your child is watching. If you are not validating what your child is watching, then surely your child will be having all these problems. And then you don't know that how to overcome all these. Then we say that our kids have started behaving a certain way and we don't know why they are behaving a certain way. But we never think that screens can be the reason for same. We never think. These days, remember your time, we never used to get so many toys. We used to get 1 or 2 toys and still used to be very, very satisfied with those toys. But in today's world, even if you will give 10 toys to the child won't be satisfied. Never be satisfied. Still, they want to watch television only. Do you all agree? Still, if you will ask them now, you want this toy or you want to see a television, they will see television. This is the major reason of it. Yes, Sarika, you want to ask any question? Yes, yes, Sarika.
No, I was raising the hand because you said the right
Acha,
thing.
you
No.
agree? Okay, 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 okay. So, check which, even if you're giving any mythological series to the child, try and introduce to all the mythology after 4 to 5 years of age, when your child is still able to understand all everything. Because understand that all our mythological series also have that fighting scenes. Almost all mythological series have those fighting scenes, and we don't want our kids actions to be such a way. So introduce to them when they are pretty old enough to understand all these mythological series. Second, always validate what your child is watching. Always see whatever my child is watching, it is age appropriate or not. Even if you don't go to broadcasting ministry website to check that it is age appropriate or not, just validate that. Are their language perfect? Is whatever is showing is age appropriate? Will it not affect our kids behaviors or actions? Are they fighting too much? Just validate. Once you will start validating, now you will see a major change in kids action, behaviors and language. So let's another very important point which should be taken care of. This, it's YouTube Kids. It's a very old platform, 8 years old platform, but we still use the same YouTube. And you all will agree that YouTube as a platform is huge. It has each and every content you want to watch. It has abusive content, it has pornographic content, not to that extent, but still it do have pornographic content. It has violence content. YouTube as a platform has each and every content, and we don't want our kids to watch all these content. And in whose phone they watch? Yours, your husband's? What if you have watched something related to anything like private parts, or you want to understand about something and you have scrolled something, that same thing remains in your history. And what if now your child wants to watch something, have typed or used a voice wala thing to say that play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and some other twinkle comes in some other form, and you don't want your child to be exposed to that thing. But when our kids are watching only and only YouTube, this is what happens. They are exposed to each and every content, even if we don't want to see, make them see. This is the reason that why a lot of kids, we parents never see that what they're watching on my phone. They just see that it's been an hour he is watching phone. But you never know that what they are scrolling. We never understand. And do you know the penetration power? If 100 kids are using YouTube, only 6% of kids are using YouTube Kids. Only 6%. Rest, everybody is using only and only YouTube. And when it comes to YouTube, it has a huge platform. It has every content. And we actually don't want our kids to watch all that content. So before the age of 10, 11, 12, just make sure that you don't show any YouTube to the child. Introduced only and only YouTube Kids. And don't delete YouTube just from your phone. Delete it from every phone your child uses at home. Just make sure that whenever your child is using any YouTube, it should be YouTube Kids. So what your child want to watch? Any art and craft thing, cartoons, rhymes, phonics, everything is available on YouTube Kids. Everything is available on YouTube Kids. Please just make sure that your child is not using YouTube. Yes.
I actually downloaded YouTube Kids on my phone maybe 2 weeks back, and I thought let's make this change because I felt there was some content which is not necessary for her to watch. But then she was like, I don't want to watch this. I want to see the YouTube. We same. She's watching the same rhymes, like you said. The Diana and Roma that my daughter watches, and Natse also she watches. So then I was like, okay, it's the same content in both. So and she's watching under my supervision. So I let it be. But then I was like, how do I make this? Because today we also go and search everything online and we use YouTube. So like it's difficult to delete. It's not like I have a separate device just for her. So she would use
Absolutely,
mine.
that's my point. That is my
Yeah.
point. That it is
Hmm.
absolutely, and it is nothing to be haw about. We can search about anything and everything on YouTube.
Exactly.
Maybe we want to understand something about our private parts, or we want to understand something about anything like pregnancy or
Yes.
something, and we don't want our kids to get exposed to all such content because it is first, it is not age appropriate. Second, it is doesn't make any sense to them. But once they will see, they will be very very excited and they want to understand more about it,
Correct.
right? So just
So how
delete
do you deal
YouTube
with that?
kids. Just delete YouTube kids from your phones. And just make sure, be strict with that. If you want to watch it, watch only YouTube kids. First and foremost is don't give your phones. I will, the next slide, you will understand that we should not give phones to the child. Only
Hmm.
and only give a TV if you want to give YouTube to the child. And once you're giving you TV, in TV, you have all the access. Your child can't change the television. You just on one kind of rhymes and let it play.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Juhi, you have a question? Yes, yes, yes. I can't hear you, Juhi. You are unmuted, but still I can't hear you. Juhi, Juhi, Juhi. Okay, then we will take this afterwards. Okay. The next very, very harmful platform for our kids is our phone galleries. So we all will agree that we are today in hundreds of WhatsApp groups. There's an every WhatsApp group with school parents, with our family group, our cousins group, school group, college group, this group, that group. We are in hundreds of groups. Agree? And in all these groups, some or the other day, we receive crap. Crap in form of maybe a funny small porn video, or maybe any violence video, or maybe any Carrie Minati video in which he is like saying all that abusive language and roasting somebody. We get all these content in our WhatsApp. And when this WhatsApp videos get directly saved into our phone gallery, that affects our kids in a lot of way. Again, it is equivalent to you are showing your child YouTube. Why? Because then our phone gallery also have the same content. And it is nothing to be haw about. Each and every person in today's world, 21st century, receive all this content. Abusive, pornography, funny porn video, or maybe some violence is going on, some abusive content. We receive all this content. And when this gets directly saved into our phone gallery, this is what it creates problem. So what to be done? Do an expectational setting in which first and foremost is there should not be any WhatsApp video, WhatsApp images or video should directly saved into your phone gallery. And you know penetration level, if 100 people are using WhatsApp, only 3% people have done this setting. Only 3% people. Just 3% people. Why? We all should do this expectation setting in which anything which is nothing should be saved from your WhatsApp to phone gallery directly. If anything you want to save, you can just go and save it, but nothing should be correctly go. Or make it a habit of cleaning your phone every day or every other day so that your child don't have access to all that content which is not age appropriate. So this was about video surfing and having parental control on YouTube and your phone gallery, which is very, very important. And this having that expectation setting in which WhatsApp things are not going into phone gallery is very important when it comes to your husband's phone. It is very, very important. If your child is using your husband's phone for anything, his phone gallery should be absolutely clean. Okay, please do check that. Next come eye protection from screen. So according to WHO, first and foremost, below the age of 2 years, there should not be any screen time. According to WHO and UNICEF, before the age of 2, there should not be any screen time. If you after 2 you are introducing screen time, it should be by 15 minutes, then 15 minutes to 20 to half an hour, then 45 minutes to 1 hour. 2 to 4 years of age can see only 1 hour of screens. Now, rules of screens, that even if you have to give screens to the child throughout the day, how to give screens is very, very important. First and foremost comes distance rule. What that distance rule says? It says that if the screen size, for example, the screen size is 32 inches. Okay. So the distance from screen to you should be 150 inches. It should be 5 times the screen size. But what we do at our home, we have larger TVs and smaller rooms. Agree? Our rooms are very small, but the TVs are very huge. But that actually affects our eyes. And some of the parents have bought this phone magnifiers, in which you place a phone and the screen got magnified, and then your child is watching YouTube or taking online classes. That is actually wrong. Why? If you are magnifying your child's phone, then you have to make your child sit even behind. So you have to follow this rule. If your child says that I want to watch TV for half an hour, give them TV, but with this rule, that the distance you have, you will get the TV, but you will sit at the end of the room as far as possible. The second rule is illumination rule. We still can measure the with the help of a measuring tape that how much distance we have to sit, but not the illumination. So what is an illumination? So currently I am taking this workshop on my laptop. So this laptop have a light which is getting emitted into my eyes. That light actually affects us. And when we watch inside a darker room, it directly peeps into our eyes and it affects our eyes. So illumination rule says that whatever is the screen illumination, 3 times the screen illumination should be your room lightning. So if your child says that I want to watch television, make sure they are sitting 5 times the screen size. The full room has light, like it should not be a dark room. There should be lights everywhere. And next rule is angle rule. Your child should never watch television when they are lying down. They are watching like this. Their eyes are going somewhere else. They're sitting like this. Their TV is like this. Their neck is going like this. No. Your child should sit straight, and the television or laptop, whatever you are using, should be at the angle of the child's eye. So 3 rules which should be followed if you want to give screens to the child. First and foremost is distance rule, which is 5 times the screen size. Illumination rule, 3 times the screen illumination. And rule of angle, which the screen should always be on the eye level. It should never be like that. So why a lot of kids have muscle problem in the eyes? When you visit any doctor, they say do the exercise. Remember, in our kids, when we used to be a child and we used to study, then meko to I have done I think 3 4 times that eye exercises. So why? Why is because of angle. When we don't watch screens at an angle of our eye level and we are going like this everywhere, this actually affects the muscles around our eyes and they get weakened. And then what we need to do, then we need to do exercise of the eyes muscle to make them even more stronger. And this is the reason why a lot of kids complain that I am having a teary eyes after watching televisions. So if you will follow these rules, you're making your kids screen still better rather than giving them like just like that. Now, if you are not following these rules, just make sure that you are doubling the effect. Like, for example, if you want to give your child screen half an hour and you're not following any of this rule and your child is just watching the phone like this, it is equivalent to you're giving your child an hour of screen. So just make sure that you follow every step very nicely.